Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for those new here, welcome. My name's Aloni and I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Here's everything I used for this DIY, which is also listed in the description box below. The drum I used is a 14-inch snare drum, and I also used 2 drumsticks and 2 planks of wood. My fiance had some old drumsticks which I could have used, but I decided to buy some new ones off Amazon. I measured the 2 planks and 2 drumsticks to the width that I'd like them to be cut. It's easier to leave more wood than intended because you can always sand off any extra wood. I always remember that you can always take away, but you can't add back. For my guitar shelf, I used a medium-sized acoustic guitar. At first I wanted 2 shelves, but then I changed my mind and added a 3rd shelf. So I just measured out 3 planks and got to cutting. To cut the face off of the guitar, I measured 1 inch around all sides of it because I wanted somewhat of a frame, but then I realized that 1 inch was probably a little bit too big for this guitar, so I just decided to freehand the entire outline after that. To start my drum shelf, I first took the entire thing apart. I tossed the drum heads, snare wires, snare lever, and the drum muffler. I then put all the metal pieces to the side and washed them with some soap and water before painting them. Before sanding the guitar, I wanted to remove all the guitar strings, which I did by using some wire cutters. After the guitar face was cut off, I used this sanding kit to sand the entire guitar. I used 9 of the 12 sanding attachments for both the guitar, the drum, and their shelves. It was a really good sander. After sanding, I glued in the shelves. I put a strip of glue down onto the guitar itself, and then I used a paintbrush to smooth out that glue, and I added a bit of glue to the shelf itself. After the shelf was in, I just used that paintbrush to kind of smooth out the glue behind it, and I grabbed whatever was near me and put it there so it could hold it up while it dried, and I did the exact same thing to the other 2 shelves. Just like the guitar, I did sand down the inside of the drum and the shelves for it. I used the wood glue to glue the drumstick onto the shelf itself, just putting down 1 long strip, and then I used the paintbrush to smooth it out so it's more of an even coating, and I added the drumstick to it. To hold the drumstick in place on the shelf while it dries, I just used 3 pieces of painter's tape, 1 on each end, and then 1 right in the middle. While cutting the guitar's face off, a piece of wood got chipped off on the edge, so I just used some spackle to fill in that edge. Using that same spackle, I just filled in all the gaps where the wood planks meet the guitar's edge. While that spackle dried, I glued on the drum shelves. I removed the tape from earlier, and then I added 1 line of glue to each side of the shelves. After my shelves were in place, I just used a brush and some more glue just to make sure the edges were really sturdy and they weren't going to move anywhere. After the shelves dried, it was time to put a backing on the drum. I originally wanted a circular piece of plywood but couldn't find one that size, so I improvised and used a cake board. To attach the cake board to the drum, I just used E6000 and a brush to smooth it out, and I just laid that flat there for about 24 hours. For the paint job, I used black semi-gloss on the outside and matte black on the inside of the instruments. I used metallic silver for all of the metal pieces. Also, pro tip, if you guys are ever spray painting, use table covers instead of tarps because they are a lot cheaper and they are a lot easier to use. And because watching me spray paint for hours would be super boring, I decided to only put in a few clips of me spray painting the first few coats of everything because obviously you guys will see the end result, and I just wanted to put in a couple clips of me spray painting so you guys can see what I'm doing. I had let the black paint dry for a few days before I put the painter's tape down and painted all the frets silver. I wanted to make sure it had a little bit of a pop of color, but I also didn't want to have to worry about removing any of the black paint with the tape. Along with the frets, I wanted to paint all of the tuning pegs silver, so I painted those, and here I am just putting everything back together. I absolutely love this contrast of colors. I love the black and the silver together. I think they look so beautiful. I knew I was going to be putting lights on the inside, so I didn't want any crazy pop of colors on the outside of the guitar, but honestly, this is my favorite part of the guitar, and it's only the head. Here are the LED lights I used to line the instruments. Because the lights came coiled up, they didn't want to lay flat against the drum, so I used hot glue in some spots to hold them in place. After the drum was lined, I used E6000 to hold down the edges. I then did the exact same thing to the guitar. I didn't want any wires showing through the front of the drum, so I used an X-Acto knife and a box cutter to make a hole in the back of the drum, just big enough for the USB cord to go through. Since the back of the guitar is wood, I had to drill a hole in it instead of using an X-Acto knife. I drew a square big enough for the USB cord to go through, but the hole was cut a little too big, so I used a popsicle stick to cover up the back of the hole, and after the glue had dried, I spray painted it black. To put the drum back together, I screwed all the lugs in first. I painted the screws matte black so they would match the inside. Because I really didn't want these to be plugged in and have like a wire hanging from them, I decided to buy these portable power banks, which are just portable chargers, and stick them on the back of both instruments so the lights would stay lit without anything plugged in. To put the rims back on the drums, I needed to add a few dabs of hot glue first just to hold them in place since I don't have any drum heads on them. Before I finished putting the drum back together, I put a small pocket on the back of it to hold the portable charger. To make this, I just cut a piece of felt into a square and glued 3 of its 4 edges with hot glue. After the glue had dried around the rim, I put my screws all in place. For the back rim, I did the exact same thing I did to the front rim, except this time I did put a screw in first just to make sure that the rim hole and the lug hole were exactly aligned. Then I put hot glue around the entire thing and it was all done. And here I am gluing a pocket to the back of the guitar. I did it the exact same way I did the drum pocket. For the last part of this DIY, I put a hook on the back of the drum. I screwed the top half of the hook into the wood and I glued the bottom half since the bottom half was on the cake board. I did add a piece of felt on top of the hook part because I didn't want the screw to scratch the walls, but I can't seem to find the footage of that. Here's the guitar all done. I really wanted to show some close-ups of all the details and all the little angles I could of the guitar and of the drum. Now here's the guitar plugged in and all lit up. Here's the drum all done up. I really love the mixture of the silver and the glossy black and the matte black. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm gonna plug it in for you guys so you guys can see the drum all lit up. Here are the guitar and drums in different lights. I really wanted to show you all how the lights really change the whole vibe of the shelves. These LED lights have many colors. They can be dimmed or brightened. They can change to be warm, soft, or cool. It just varies on your mood, and I just love these lights. They are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited and so happy that I finally got these done. I have been wanting to do these for 4 years now, and I finally had made the time to do them. I'm so happy I get to share them with you guys. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you're not already. I see I got some new subscribers, so thank you for being here. And for those who have been here since the beginning, thank you as well. I see you all, and I appreciate every single one of you. These shelves are a gift from my fiance from me. He really loves music and he's into technology, so I thought the combination of these instruments with these LED lights would be perfect for his office. So this is what his office looks like with them all put up. He also is my biggest supporter. He has told so many people about my channel and he shares all of my videos and he just supports my hobby. So I wanted to return the favor and just give him a little shout out. If you guys are a techie or you know a techie, feel free to check out his YouTube channel. I will leave the link to it in my description box below. Thank you so much again, and I will see you guys next time.